Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about valuing life. For the most part, a lot of people treat life like it's a given, not that it's a privilege and it's something to take advantage of as much as we can. Because so much could have gone wrong along the way just to get to the point to where we were born. So you can think about all the series of events that happened to get us to the point where we were born as a chain. So think about it in the sense that, well, what could have gone wrong that could have cut that chain at any point along the way? And that could have made it so that we wouldn't be here today, depending on the individual. But then you also have to think about, well, what did go wrong to make that chain align accordingly and get us to this point to where we're born. If you want to quantify it and think about, well, just tell me the odds. What are the odds of us being here? 1 over infinity? 0? Those are probabilities that we can wrap our heads around. In order to really paint an image, we'd have to push the bounds of what we understand about probability and just push it all the way off to negative infinity. And by that I mean all odds were stacked up against us just to get us to the point to where we were born. And yet we beat out all those odds, and a lot went in our favor in order for that to happen. So that's something to really keep in mind. It's a privilege. Treat it as such. Grow as an individual. And one of the ways that you can really help yourself treat it like a privilege is, well, ask yourself a simple question. What are you doing today that will make the world a better place tomorrow? Be it for your community, family, friends, country, or even the entire world as a whole. What are you doing that will push it forward? And then start acting accordingly. You're not going to be able to take everything in all at once. Just take it one at a time. The next thing is, we act like we're invincible, when in reality, life is way too fragile for us to be wandering around carelessly, being too concerned with other people's opinions as to what we should do with our lives or what we're doing with our lives. As long as you're moving forward in a positive direction, then that's all that matters. Cherish the time that you have, structure it so that you're not wasting it. Because that's a huge problem that a lot of people face today. They don't structure their time. They think that's too restrictive, so they just act on a whim, just based on whatever they're feeling. And the issue with that is you don't accomplish as much as you could. So let's take a scenario where somebody spends well over somewhere around 10 to 20 hours studying for an exam. Those 10 to 20 hours could be, part of it is studying, part of it is funny YouTube videos, part of it is Instagram, part of it is whatever other social media or distraction out there. So when you really sit down and think about it, it's not 10 to 20 hours, it's way less than that. And the quality of that time spent is very low. So they don't get a lot out of it. Another person could spend not even 5 hours, but that's 5 hours of quality time dedicated to studying, and yet the value they'll gain from that is a heck of a lot more than the person who wasted 20 hours. So that's something to keep in mind. In order to value life and to reach your full potential, you need to structure your time and act accordingly. You can set up a whiteboard, a to-do list, whatever it is that you need to do, set it up, lay out what you need to get done with the day, and act on each and every single one of them. Don't think too much. Don't think about, oh, well, this is going to take this. Just act, and you'll surprise yourself how within a month or 2 or even 3, the kind of person you'll become is a heck of a lot different than who you were before you started that journey. The next thing is, make sure while you're going around in life to stop and just smell the roses, as the saying goes. Don't get too caught up in working on something that you ignore the world around you, be it family, friends, or just even going for a walk. Because let me tell you something, once upon a time I rolled my ankle, and when I could no longer go out for walks, that really hurt. It made me understand how much of a privilege it was to be able to just go out, walk in the sun, and just explore different places. So make sure that you make note of that. You don't know how much of a privilege something is unless it's taken from you. The next thing is, don't burn any bridges. Life, you know how a lot of people like to think that they'll make it on their own, when in reality, we all got to where we are based on the support of others in one capacity or another. So don't burn those bridges. Mend them, strengthen them, and keep them there. Because there's a lot of value in staying close to people who help build you along the way. Another thing is that a lot of people get caught up in is they think that if they just sit down and they listen to what they're told, that it all works out. In reality, if you really take time to sit down and think about it, nobody is going to care or value about your life more than you do. So don't offset that. Load on somebody else. Take it upon yourself to take charge of your life and value it. Because in the same way that they can't value your life more than you do, there's no way that you're going to be able to value someone else's life more than they do. That's just the way it works. It's too big of a burden for somebody else to take on somebody else's life. So make sure that you value your life and the value that it brings, because nobody else will. And by doing so, you don't sit around and you wait to be told what to do, to be given a blueprint to be at life or career. Make sure that you do it on your own, intentionally, and as long as you're moving forward in the positive direction, it'll all work out. And one of the most detrimental things to people that stops them from really valuing their life and really seeing its full potential is the comfort zone. The comfort zone is one heck of a place, and believe me, I was there for years upon years. And when you really reflect on that time period after taking the steps forward to bettering yourself and growing as an individual, you look at years of your life that you just spent really in one place. Like, you didn't grow as an individual. You didn't become a better person as a result of it. And you see that you value what's outside of the comfort zone more than you do the comfort zone. Don't get me wrong, from time to time it's great, but I no longer set up shop there. I set up shop in a different world where I'm forced to just go out and become a better version of myself almost on a daily basis. And just to top this off, ask yourself, really think about it. Take some time. What are you doing today that'll make the world a better place tomorrow? Because that's the focal point. If you can figure out what it is that you can do to better something at a small scale, the domino effect that can happen as a result of that it's something that you might not even know about. For example, you can make somebody's day a heck of a lot easier, and as a result, they make somebody else's life a lot easier, whether it's in their family, friend group, or just any person they meet. So you start a domino effect based on your actions, and it can make the world a better place. Or on the flip side, if you're not doing something good, then that can make somebody else's day worse, and as a result, that domino effect takes place, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything beneficial to push people forward and make everybody feel better and have the need to just go out and push that forward to others. With that being said, thank you for your time and have a good day.